100,000 people from 12 regions are affected by the calamity. Heavy rains caused floods in Pangasinan, including Binmale-Tupac Road. In Bicol, the Office of Civil Defense reports more than 33,000 displaced families and issued a landslide warning to critical areas in Camarines Sur, Camarines Norte, Albay, Masbate, and Sorsogon due to heavy rains. The Philippine Coast Guard also monitored over 800 passengers, truck drivers, and cargo helpers stranded in various ports in Eastern Visayas and Southern Tagalog early today. And on part 2 of my special report on Rural Rising Philippines, we'll talk about how the organization helps rescue our local produce, the Guimaras mangoes. Let's get the latest on the impact of the southwest monsoon and tropical cyclones from the Provincial Disaster Risk Reduction and Management Council in Pangasinan. We have on the phone Operations Supervisor Vincent Ch. Good morning, Vincent.
Yes, sir. Good morning po, and good morning po sa ating lahat.
Vincent, maraming salamat. Thank you very much for taking our call. First and foremost, casualties and displaced persons, what numbers do we have from Pangasinan based on the effects of the southwest monsoon at Tropical Cyclone Hiner?
Yes, sir. Base po sa pinapadala po ng situation report from our counterpart from different municipal disaster at city disaster, there are no reported casualties so far dito po sa aming lalawigan sa Pangasinan. As well as yung ating mga evacuees, there are no evacuees sa may evacuation center, including preemptive evacuation. Has not been done. So, all in all po, okay pa naman po yung aming lalawigan ng Pangasinan.
Vincent, we received reports na may mga flooding sa area ninyo. Have the flooded subsided in the affected areas?
Yes, sir. Based on our coordination from different LGUs, there are no flooded areas naman po. There are some in barangays, but most of them are nag-subside naman na po.
We're also another tropical storm, Helen, possibly affecting the southwest monsoon. Have there been any additional preparations made by Pangasinan?
Yes, yes, sir. Sa aming opisina here in our Pangasinan PDRMO, we are still on alert status red. So all of our search and rescue team are still in our office. 100% po ng aming mga search and rescue ay dito po sa aming opisina. Gayon din po yung ating mga water assets, yung ating mga heavy equipments, emergency vehicles. Actually, meron po kaming mga naka-pre-position na mga personnel and heavy equipments, emergency vehicles in some parts of Pangasinan.
Vincent, in terms of assistance from the national government, may dumating ba in the latest, of course, in the latest flooding situations in Pangasinan? Of course, has additional help arrived in preparation for Helen?
So far naman, sir, manageable pa naman po dito sa aming province, but we are in constant coordination, communication with the Office of the Civil Defense and other national agencies.
Maraming salamat. That was Operations Supervisor Vincent Ch, and hopefully you stay safe there. Maraming salamat again. As mentioned a while ago, Tropical Depression Hiner has exited the Philippine area of responsibility. As of 4 o'clock in the morning, Hiner was last spotted 405 kilometers west of Bacnotan, La Union, with maximum sustained winds of 55 kilometers per hour near the center and gustiness of up to 70 kilometers per hour. Now it continues to move westward over the West Philippine Sea and is heading towards Vietnam at over 15 kilometers per hour. Again, this is now outside the Philippine area of responsibility. Now, Pag-asa is also monitoring another cyclone. This one, Tropical Storm Helen, has entered the Philippine area of responsibility yesterday evening. Now, at 4 a.m. today, the center of the Tropical Storm Helen was last located 1,150 kilometers east-northeast of extreme northern Luzon with maximum sustained winds of 85 kilometers per hour near the center and gustiness of up to 105 kilometers per hour. It is moving west-northwestward at 25 kilometers per hour. It is forecasted to exit the Philippine Air Responsibility this afternoon or in the evening. Tropical Storm Helen will remain far from the Philippine landmass and will not directly affect any part of the country, but it is expected to enhance the southwest monsoon affecting southern Luzon and Visayas and Mindanao. As you can see here, the distance may be quite big, but then the southwest monsoon will be affected by Tropical Storm Helen, or at least That's the expectation. Residents in Palawan, Occidental Mindoro, and Antique will experience heavy to intense monsoon rains because of this, while the rest of Mimaropa and the rest of Western Visayas, Batangas, Zambales, Bataan, and Pangasinan must prepare for moderate to heavy rains and occasional rains as well. Over in the Ilocos region, the Cordillera Administrative Region, and the Central Luzon area, as well as Metro Manila right over here, Calabarzon, the rest of Visayas, and Northern Mindanao, Zamboanga, Peninsula, Barm, and Caraga. Cloudy skies and scattered rains and thunderstorms are expected due to the southwest monsoon affecting everyone right over here. For the mountainous areas, landslides are possible due to moderate to at times heavy rains. The rest of the country will have partly cloudy to cloudy skies with isolated rain showers or thunderstorms. Although Tropical Storm Helen is not expected to have a direct impact on the country, its trough in the enhanced southwest monsoon, fueled by Tropical Depression Hiner outside of the Philippine area of responsibility, continue to bring rainy weather across the Philippines. Let's take a look at the weather conditions for Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao, starting off with Luzon first. Much like yesterday, we're expecting significant rainfall all throughout the Luzon. You can see here Lawag, Tuguegarao, Olongapo, and Metro Manila, as well as Puerto Princesa, affected by the monsoon rains in particular. Baguio being the coolest as expected here with around 23 degrees Celsius being the high over there. Now, for those heading out to school or work, don't forget to bring your umbrellas as heavy to intense rain is expected, especially in Puerto Princesa, as we mentioned over here, due to the enhanced southwest monsoon. Now, in Metro Manila and in the surrounding areas, prepare for cloudy skies with scattered rain showers and thunderstorms. Be on alert for possible flash floods since these areas have already experienced several days of rain. Moving on to Visayas, the southwest monsoon is also influencing weather patterns here with rain showers and thunderstorms anticipated in Iloilo, Bacolod, Tacloban, and Metro Cebu. But let's focus first here on what we're seeing in Mindanao. What we see here in Mindanao is that Metro Davao having the fairest weather amongst the places that we are monitoring currently. Cagayan de Oro and Zamboanga having similar weather conditions, with Zamboanga having the hotter weather compared to Cagayan de Oro at 32 degrees Celsius in terms of the maximum temperature expected. Of course, Metro Davao here at 33 degrees Celsius. Let's see if we can go back to Visayas right now. Moving up north, the southwest monsoon again influencing the weather patterns there. But the 3-day forecast here will also show us that there's also expected sunshine in the Metro Cebu area. Focusing on the different areas here, Tacloban, Iloilo, Bacolod, and Metro Cebu. Bacolod in particular will experience monsoon rains with 29 degrees Celsius being the maximum temperature you're going to experience here today, while Tacloban and Metro Cebu will have cloudy weather with isolated rain showers and thunderstorms, while Iloilo can expect wet weather there as well. Temperatures will be a bit cooler here, 29 degrees Celsius in both Bacolod and Iloilo, while Tacloban and Metro Cebu will experience the temperatures going to a high of the low 30s. Let's take a look at the 3-day weather forecast, starting off with Metro Manila. You can expect cloudy skies with rain showers and thunderstorms until tomorrow, where rainy days will be expected over the weekend. Let's take a look at that again here. Rainy days here a bit, while sunshine expected on Friday and Saturday. 32 degrees Celsius, still isolated rain showers and thunderstorms throughout the period. Now, you can enjoy the rest of your day, though, with generally fair weather conditions. Moving on to the Queen City of the South, we saw this a while ago, just a bit. In the Queen City of the South, the week of rainy days is over. The sun will start shining starting tomorrow until the rest of the week. Fairly good weather here coming from Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, with similar temperatures around 32 degrees Celsius in these areas. Over in Metro Davao, you can now visit your famous crocodile farm and the Eden Nature Park while enjoying the good weather all until Sunday. Don't forget, you can wear comfortable clothes as temperature might reach up to 34 degrees Celsius, especially on the Friday. So watch out for that, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure you stay hydrated and you stay safe. Of course, there still will be isolated rain showers and thunderstorms due to the southwest monsoon. Now, don't go away. Global weather is up next. You're watching Weather HQ.
At BNC, 12 noon doesn't mean break. But breaking news, biggest stories, and latest updates.
The headlines. Go has already left the country illegally. On the scene is Bea de la Cruz. Hanati joins us from the Batasang Pambansa.
Mai Rodriguez sums up the newsfeed for you halfway through the day. Newsfeed at noon on BNC, the Bilyonaryo News Channel. A platter of positivity.
Good morning, you beautiful people. It's a brand new day, and you know what that means.
A cup of the hottest information.
We're ready to shake the world with fresh news.
And a slice of what to expect for the whole day.
The Vermonts are here, and they're bringing the heat.
That's everything you need to keep you going through the day. Join Paolo del Rosario, Ann Carrillo, and Monique Tuzon. It's a beautiful day. 7 a.m. on BNC, the Bilyonaryo News Channel.
Good morning, Attorney Karen.
Good morning, Attorney Karen.
Hi, Karen.
Hi, Miss Karen.
Good morning, Karen.
Such a pleasure to be here. If Sara Duterte runs for president, will you be supporting her?
That will be the problem.
Has anything changed?
Of course it has changed.
Okay, it's something that you would consider. No. How would you rate administration?
I think a 6 or a 7.
Anong masasabi natin dyan?
He's not even denying it. So we know kung sino yung mga involved.
It doesn't seem to be a matter of if, it's just a matter of when. And then there's the speed and the intensity that come into play. Who's going to benefit and how do investors position themselves? As an equity analyst, how central are these decisions to your analysis?
Get the latest on the economy and the financial markets, down to each basis point.
We begin with the Philippine peso further strengthening against the U.S. dollar.
Basis Points with Mikey Oreta, weekdays 9:30 a.m. on BNC. Get ready, be prepared, get to the latest updates and reports about what's happening in the world of sports. Hosted by the one and only Anton Rojas.
Tune in to The Scorecard on BNC weeknights at 10 p.m. because on The Scorecard, sports is our business and business is our sport.
On BNC, the Bilyonaryo News Channel.
Now let's take a look at the weather around the globe. You're still watching Weather HQ. Let's take a look at South Africa, Barbados, and Cambodia. Just putting up a lot of random cities here. And of course, cloudy skies are expected all throughout. Enjoy the gloomy weather with your hot chocolate or coffee, because the maximum temperature in Cape Town and Barbados is around 9 degrees Celsius. We'll take a look at this here. Of course, Paris, you're going to enjoy warm weather here, so make sure you enjoy that romantic view. Have a great stroll along the streets of Paris. The beautiful sights there, of course, in Barbados, of course, a bit cooler here. Cloudy weather expected here with 9 degrees Celsius. Cape Town having similar weather conditions here. But of course, as we go over to the Southeast Asian region, let's take a look at Cambodia. 29 degrees Celsius here. Quite a bit hot, but actually for Cambodia, that is a bit cooler than expected. Over in Tokyo, Japan, though, it's going to be quite steamy. 34 degrees Celsius here. Very hot here in Tokyo so far, at least for the weather conditions. Still, you can experience isolated rain showers and thunderstorms over in Tokyo, Japan. So do watch out for that as you're making your travel plans. Now let's move over to a different side of the world. Let's go to Cairo, Egypt, and of course Afghanistan. You might need to put on sunblock to protect yourself from the heat. Sunny weather is expected the whole day. Take a look at the temperature here in Cairo, Egypt. 34 degrees Celsius for Cairo. New York also at 23 degrees Celsius. A bit of cloudy weather there. It's going to be a comfortable temperature, though, to deal with. Bhutan with 27 degrees Celsius and Brunei with the hottest despite the cloudy weather here. Brunei with 34 degrees Celsius, almost similar to Cairo, Egypt. Could you imagine the sun is shining here over in Brunei? Now, as we saw a while ago, New York, Brunei, cloudy skies are expected, but despite the skies, the temperature may reach up to a high of 34 degrees, 23 to 34 degrees Celsius in particular. Of course, when we return, we're going to have part 2 of my special report on rural rising Philippines and how it helps rescue our local produce, a favorite the Guimaras mangoes.
Ako si Corina Sanchez Rojas. Ako si Pinky Webb. Simulan na natin ang agenda. No show sa hearing si VP Sara at ang mga taga-Office of the Vice President.
Budget, hawak lang ng 2 tao.
Pangbubudol na naman po yan.
Mananatili muna sa Campo Crame si Pastor Apollo Kibuloy.
Yung kaso po nito ay non-bailable.
At sa East Timor si Pope Francis para isulong ang interreligious harmony. Sa bawat issue may anggulo at ang balita may agenda.
What is your biggest mistake?
My greatest beefsteak.
I wanted to do that before I aura.
Aura.
Yeah.
We shine a light on the trailblazers, the disruptors, the titans of industry.
I'm gonna eat healthy. It's expensive. Guess what's more expensive? The hospital.
We're not just talking about success stories here. We're diving deep into their hearts and minds to see what drives them.
Ibalik mo ako.
Let's go.
Naiikot ako. Hello po.
We are
Industry Beat on BNC, the Bilyonaryo News Channel.
Welcome back. You're still watching Weather HQ. As we look to the future of agriculture in the Philippines, the resilience and dedication of our farmers shine through. Now, despite the challenges faced by renowned crops like the Guimaras mangoes, Rural Rising steps in to rescue the local produce, ensuring our country's prized harvests get the support that they need. Here's part 2 of my interview with Rural Rising PH founders Ace and Andy Estrada.
40% of the harvest of the trees or the farms is what you call the RR. We don't know what it means, but we know that it's a reject. It does not pass the standard, especially Guimaras mangoes are being exported.
Yeah.
Well, just yesterday, a farmer of Guimaras mangoes approached us and asked us to buy the mangoes. And he said, "Sir, 400 kilos na lang po." And I'm like, okay,
400
per kilo, 400 per kilo lang po. Wait, no, hindi to rescue level. It means, ang funny about Guimaras mangoes, if it's cheap, they don't need us. If it's expensive, they need us.
Yeah.
I don't think that's our formula.
Yeah, no, that makes a lot of sense. So we cannot say yes to all farmers.
Yeah.
Because it's just us, it's our family, and of course the group. We have a very limited absorptive capacity for all of these. And we just pray and hope now we would become bigger as a group to be able to make more impact nationwide. So we pray for that.
You mentioned nationwide. I know Metro Manila can access Rural Rising. How about the Visayas and Mindanao? Is there a presence of Rural Rising there? In terms of not just getting from the farmers, pero for those who want to actually buy from Rural Rising.
Paolo, that's the big dream.
Yeah, very big dream. And hopefully we could come up with a template where we could really get the locals to support the local using the Rural Rising model, hopefully. But sometimes we get requests from faraway places and say, if it's not something that's very highly perishable, then we could do it.
We do things like community-supported agriculture, where people subscribe to a box every week of rescue produce. And we're going to do something called Box All You Can. It's a gamified helping. We put in 30 tons of vegetables in a central space. And then people will run in, 10 minutes, fill what they can in their boxes.
Has it ever become violent, yung Box All You Can?
You have no idea.
Okay.
Surprisingly, yes.
Surprisingly violent. I don't know if it's surprising. I mean, kung may mga mangga doon na, you know.
Tumataob yung crates.
Okay, yung crates, hindi yung tao.
Yung tao na rin.
Minsan rin. Okay, sige. Obviously, this is something a bit different. It's breaking the norm, breaking the tradition, breaking siguro the normal process of the middleman and reducing the middleman between the buyer and the seller, the farmer and the buyer rather.
That's right.
You take a look at the future of agriculture here in the Philippines. First of all, how do you see it? And second, ano yung dream mo?
If I look at the ability of farmers to plant, our produce is better than anywhere else they can get it, imported man yan. Our farmers, gusto nila magtanim. This is what they live for. So the future of agriculture, as far as our farmers are concerned, it's very bright. But on the other hand, the problems that we're seeing about they're having the problems, that's a different thing. It speaks about politics, it speaks about economics, it speaks about our infrastructure. And beyond us, mag-asawa in our group, it's far beyond something we can fix. But we do what we can because this is what we need to do.
Yeah.
But we're just happy to have this opportunity to connect them probably more clearly and smoothly So the problem is communicating what the consumers need and the farmers knowing what those needs are so that they don't have to plant aimlessly.
Yeah.
So that's what we're trying to say.
No, I understand. And of course, before we let you go, of course, I want to wrap this up and actually loop things around with regards to what we were talking about. You mentioned the infrastructure that's not quite there yet, and people are trying to develop it. Are we there yet? How much do we need to improve, and what needs to change in your opinion as a parting shot here?
Yes, greenhouses. If every community of farmers is a greenhouse, it would completely improve the lives of farmers locally. So that's a start.
And of course, when you say farm to market road, you're not just talking about the highways or TPLEX, right? So these are farms that are in the mountains, in the far-flung places. So when you say infrastructure, we're talking about roads that really would get them the produce to the consolidation area. So we don't have that yet.
Ace and Andy and Estrada, ladies and gentlemen, of Rural Rising, they are trying to get to 1 million on Facebook just to try and get more and more people into the movement and of course help our farmers grow. And sana we have a growth in farmers as well compared to what we're seeing in the trend as you mentioned a while ago. So people turning away from farming. Maraming salamat. Please continue doing your good work. I cannot wait to try and fight people for vegetables soon. And I'll look forward to all of those events you're going to have. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Paolo.
Thank you.
Once again, thank you very much to Ace and Andy for your time and for the wonderful work that you are doing to help our community farmers. Stay connected for more climate and environmental stories that matter and drive change. Until next time, I'm Paolo del Rosario. We'll see you again on Weather HQ, where we're always together, whatever the weather, here on BNC, the Bilyonaryo News Channel.
Good morning, I'm Rain Musni and welcome to Follow the Money. Join us as we explore the tools and insights you need to jumpstart your financial journey.
Harness the power of your money so it can take you. Where there is growth, where there is investment, where there is freedom, Rain Musni sits down with the experts to know where your finances is taking you. Weekdays, 10:30 a.m. on BNC, the Bilyonaryo News Channel.
엑스레이를 사용하기 전에는 영상 전공자 선생님이 없는 병원에서는 엑스레이 사진을 보고 얘가 뭐가 잘못됐을까라는 소위 말하는 주관식 문제를 푸는 개념이었어요. 근데 이제